After the war, Bobby would retrieve his winnings from Wimbledon, buy the Pro Tour from Jack Harris, and tour against Budge. Riggs passed the crown to another boy from the Los Angeles Tennis Club who was destined to be the original Terminator, Jack Kramer. All the kings that came before and after had one particular talent in common: blazing foot speed. Though by no means slow, Jack Kramer was the exception. He defied the previously uncontested axiom, if you can't fly, you're dead. At an early age, Kramer diligently perfected a game whereby his opponents seldom had the luxury of hitting a ball while standing still or moving. Even as a young player, one could see the precision that was to foreshadow the greatest percentage player in tennis history. His lifetime first service accuracy hovered at 75%, supplemented by the best second serve of all time. When combined with his perfect volleying technique, a service break would invariably prove fatal to his opponent.
I feel Jack, 365 days out of the year, is the best player I ever saw.
Well, one of the great things that Don helped me with is he's beating me in these practice matches at the tennis club. His ball was so heavy, it sort of felt like you were hitting a grapefruit instead of hitting a tennis ball. And of course, he used that racket that was 16 ounces plus. Sometimes it got heavier as the humidity got in there. I think he started out with maybe 15.5 or 16. It would maybe get close to 17. And so he said, Jack, you might as well accept the fact, he said, if you'll use a little heavier racket, I think you'll get a lot more on your shots and you won't have to swing so hard. And so I took his advice and moved up into the 15.5 ounce racket and started playing a hell of a lot better. I turned pro really the Wednesday of the championships at Forest Hills before I had won, and this is 1947. I had signed a pro contract to play Bobby Riggs on Wednesday. Parker and I were playing on Sunday, and Frankie had me 2 sets down, and if I lose to Parker, why is anybody going to want to see Kramer come out to play Riggs? So my professional career is sort of on the line. Jack Harris was the promoter. He was sitting in the front row there at Forest Hills, and all I could do is see this poor guy up there dying because his supposed ace in the hole is going out. Lucky for me, Johnny Bromwich wore Parker out the day before. They played a long 5-set match, and Frankie got through 11-9 in the fifth, I recall. So after Frankie won the first 2 sets, he physically had some sort of a letdown, and I got back into the 3rd set very easy. Anyway, I beat him 1-3, but that was the highest that I ever had walking off a tennis court, a winner.
He came in with such a great shot. He had perhaps one of the best second serve in the game. And perhaps the first volley was deadly overhead. So and also his concentration and a killer. You know, Jack, a big Jack, if you look at the record book, he won more sets with 1 break. This is one guy that's very seldom lost his serve. That's a big plus. He very seldom. And he didn't give you anything. He'd kill you. If he could kill you 6 love, he'd beat you. He didn't care. That's the type of mentality he was.
Kramer had a big, beautiful first serve, and I think maybe the best second serve of all time, with the best first volley, very penetrating first volley, puts you really in trouble on that. There was no trying to get to his first volley like you could to a lot of people and get a second chance on it. He served volley as a boy player.
His depth and accuracy was such that on Jack's service game, his opponent was seldom, if ever, allowed inside the baseline. Kramer meticulously prepared for each shot to achieve perfect tempo and balance, pushing off the back foot as he came through, something only he was able to do. This caused his ball to be heavy in tennis terms, or as Lou Hode said, like returning a bowling ball. Known as an implacable competitor by all his opponents, Jack was also the consummate sportsman, a quality he exhibited when he was defeated by Joe Hunt in the finals of the 1941 U.S. Nationals. After the final point, Hunt, who was suffering from leg cramps, was unable to make it to the net for the handshake, but that didn't stop Jack from crossing the net and graciously congratulating the fallen victor. Riggs was the reigning world pro champion, but playing Kramer day to day on their grueling tour proved more than even he could handle.
And the truth of the matter is, he broke me down. He finally realized my serve wore down. It wasn't the potent weapon it was at the start of the tour. He started to take advantage of my second serve, started to penetrate, started to get in on me. And then you get sick on a tour like that. You get sick. What are you going to do? Here I got a fever, 104. I should be in bed. You know what? The greatest compliment Kramer could pay me was, we're playing in Fort Worth. He knows I'm sick as a dog. What do you think he does? He beats me 6-love, 6-love. They never had a pro match back in Fort Worth. Jack didn't know whether I was playing games, was I really sick or not, you know. He wasn't going to take any chances. So that was a great compliment. I took that as a great compliment. Jack wouldn't ease up a bit, wouldn't let me win a game, wouldn't let me win one game in a match. That's how ruthless and what a strong concentrator Jack was. And as I said before, my opinion is that he's the greatest serve volleyer we've ever had in the game of tennis.
Jack's legendary serving accuracy was once even tested on the popular television show You Ask For It. They took a silver dollar and suspended it on a wire above the net to see how many chances Jack would need to hit it with his serve.
And placed it on a piece of wire at an approximate height that Jack designated. And it's amazing, but on the first try when he served, he hit that silver dollar.
I'm always very proud of 3 or 4 things at Wimbledon. I'm the first guy to win them playing in shorts. I think I'm still the fastest winner without a default, 43 minutes. And if you add up the number of games I lost, apparently it was the fewest number of games. I might not have been the best player to win, but those things were all records. It's pretty hard to beat, especially winning the first time in shorts.
A gentleman, a great sportsman, and I think he's done probably more for tennis than any other player that ever lived. Jack loved the game, and he got a lot out of the game, and he put a lot back into it for many, many, many years. And I think he's one of the important reasons that we really finally got around to the open tennis that we have today and to the many wonderful tournaments that we see all around the world. Jack is the pioneer of that, and I give him great, great credit for having done so much for the game, as well as being one of the greatest players who ever played.